Can Autel IM608 really program Xhorse and CGDI ELV emulators? Hey everyone, this is Hussein, and I welcome you back to Bobji Motors, the place where real automotive diagnostics meet real-world clarity. Today, we're diving into a topic that confuses many new technicians and sometimes even surprises experienced programmers. And before we go deeper, here is a short and essential disclaimer. This video is only for educational and informational purposes. Everything discussed here is purely for learning, testing, and understanding how various tools interact. All trademarks belong to their respective owners, and you must always follow manufacturer instructions and local laws when performing programming or diagnostic work. Now let me ask you something interesting as we begin. If you had to choose between an Autel IM device and a third-party ELV emulator, which combination would you trust the most? Hold that thought, because the answer may be different from what you expect. And make sure you stay with me till the end, because we're going to uncover a unique detail that most people miss. So let us blend into the topic. The big question that everyone keeps asking is very simple, yet very important. Will the Autel IM508 or the Autel IM608 program the popular CGDI brand ELV emulator, or the widely used Xhorse ELV emulator? On the surface, it feels like a yes or no question, but the truth behind it has layers, and that is where things get fun. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which emulator works with which tool, why it works, why it sometimes fails, and which combination you should confidently use in your daily work. Let us begin with the Xhorse ELV emulator, because this is the one that surprises most people. The Xhorse MINI ELV simulator, whether it is the regular model or the mini variant, works perfectly with Autel devices. Yes, Autel can program both. In fact, in many workshops, technicians often share stories that the Autel appears to fail in the final step, especially when doing the last right function. But here's the twist. Even though the Autel screen shows a failure message, the moment you connect the emulator back to the vehicle, the ELV wakes up and works absolutely fine. It is almost like the Autel says, I am done here, but I also want to keep things dramatic. Honestly, sometimes it feels like the Autel is trying to prank us, and if it could talk, it would probably say, got you, technician. But jokes aside, the Mini emulator consistently works well with Autel. Xhorse has gone through several revisions, improving the design, compatibility, and stability. Many technicians say that Xhorse ELV emulators are among the most reliable options on the market right now. Whether you use the Mini version or the standard one, Autel devices usually adapt to them without any trouble. Now, let us talk about the CGDI ELV emulator, because this is where things change completely. When it comes to Autel devices programming CGDI brand ELV emulators, the simple answer is no. The Autel IM508 or IM608 will repeatedly show failure messages. You can attempt multiple times, but the emulator will not work correctly on the vehicle. This is not a software glitch. It is simply an incompatibility between the Autel platform and the CGDI emulator structure. So here is the summary so far. Autel plus Xhorse equals success. Autel plus CGDI emulator equals failure every single time. But what about using other tools instead of Autel? This is where the picture becomes more flexible. The Xhorse VVDI MB tool or the Xhorse Key Toolpad Plus will program the CGDI ELV emulator without any issue. Yes, this combination works smoothly. The CGDI emulator responds happily to the Xhorse system. If someone asked whether these tools compare well, the answer is a very confident yes. And what about the CGDI MB tool itself? Can it program emulators from other brands? The answer again is yes. The CGDI MB device can program other manufacturers' simulators like the Xhorse MINI ELV, the MK3 model, or even the Gold simulators. The trick is simple. You must program them as a normal ESL, not as a simulator. The special simulator mode is only for CGDI brand simulators. So when using an outside brand emulator with CGDI MB, just choose the normal ESL option and everything functions correctly. To put it in clear terms, Autel works with Xhorse. Autel does not work with CGDI emulator. Xhorse tools work with CGDI emulator. CGDI MB works with most emulators, but use the normal ESL mode. And that wraps up the main content, giving you every combination clearly and simply. Now you have a complete, technician-friendly understanding of what works and what is not in the ELV programming world. Now for the outro. Remember the question I asked at the beginning? I asked which combination you would trust the most. The surprising but correct answer is that Autel pairs best with Xhorse, not with CGDI. In fact, after testing, workshops repeatedly confirm that Xhorse and Autel are the safest and most reliable match. Personally, I think this combination gives the smoothest workflow because both brands focus heavily on compatibility updates and user feedback. Now I want to know what you think. Have you tried any of these emulator combinations in your workshop? Did you ever face the funny Autel final step fail message, even though the emulators still work perfectly? Share your experiences below. Before we close, here's a unique fun fact. The earliest electronic steering lock simulators were simple circuit boards with barely any protection features. Today, many ELV simulators include layered safety circuits, microcontrollers, and advanced recognition patterns to mimic OEM behavior almost perfectly. And now let me invite you to support this channel in a big way. If this video helped you understand ELV emulator compatibility, then I request you to help us hit our target of 10,000 likes and 1,000 comments. Drop your thoughts, hype this video, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss any diagnostic or programming guide from Bobji Motors. Your support truly helps us grow. Thank you for watching, thank you for learning, and until next time, keep exploring and keep diagnosing with confidence.